National Convention is more like a family. It's a group of tattooists. They've been around quite a long time. And back in the day, it was limited to only 1,200 members, so you had to be voted in and you had to sit on a waiting list. It's done a little differently now, but it's kind of like the Oscars of tattooing. You know, there's a lot of conventions around the country you can go to, and you can enter your tattoos. Here, we have a panel of 9 judges, some of the best in the United States, and they judge the actual contestants. So it just means a little something more. Most shows are just about making money and tattooing for 3 days. Here, we're more about family and a group and a community. So it's a little different. Everybody looks forward to it every year. It's kind of the premier event of the year for all of us.
I'd like to welcome you all to
I'm guessing that part of this is there's some bragging rights within the organization.
Will be in
who's doing the best?
California on April 30th.
Best pieces.
Well, you know, it's some, but that's really not why we do it. You know, I mean, most everyone here that's won awards, you know, we don't really take it like that. You know, it's something we get, and we enjoy it. Obviously, we enter stuff, and it's an honor to get awards from this, from especially this convention. But no, it's not really a situation where you think there's not a lot of competition amongst artists. We all have an appreciation for one another and what we do. You know, and there are some of us that are talented in different ways, do different things better. So no, it's really not. It really wouldn't. It's not what you think. There's really not a hey, I won, you know, and it's not like that, man. So.
Besides it being a family reunion, it's kind of serious about a lot of stuff. You guys are businessmen. I noticed your seminars, and health is a very important thing because just like in the food industry, a bad health rating kills you.
Oh, of course, you know, I mean, health is important, and we all take it seriously. We take what we do seriously, and we have for years. Just the public hasn't. You know, it's always been important to us. Yeah, it is a business today, so we do things a little differently than we have over the years. You know, there's some legal issues that have come about, some things that obviously have changed in the industry. But those of us that are, especially in this organization, we've always taken it serious. You know, what we do, we hold very close to our hearts, and you know, we just don't like it to be trashed, and we don't like it to be used. And people look at us like, you know, for years, like we weren't real artists or we weren't real businessmen. And of course, now that's changed. You know, we're working in an industry that's a $2 billion business, billion with a B, in this country every year. So it's quite large. There's a lot of us that are very good at what we do, and there's even more of us that aren't very good at what we do.
Well, that's the thing that people don't quite grasp, that you are first and foremost artists.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, there are people that, like I said, open up tattoo shops and they do this. They're no good. There's 2 types of tattooists. You know, there are those of us who are professional tattooists, and there are people who have gotten into it for whatever reason. They're not very talented. And if you walk in those 2 types of studios, you'll see a distinct difference between what people here are doing and what people at these shops, the hundreds of them out there, are doing. That they're just no good. You know, they pop up every day, everywhere, and you walk into them, they don't do what we do. So there's a huge difference, and you got to go in and you got to do your research.
Well, there's even a show now on cover-ups.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Not only can I believe it, they actually cast it. I have a convention in D.C. and they actually came to D.C. to cast for that show, and they actually, you know, offered me a position in it. And like others in this industry, I'm never going to do a tattoo show unless that tattoo show actually depicts what we do from day to day and actually depicts who we are. Not some BS TV show that's all scripted, you know, and it's all about drama, because that's not what we do. You don't walk in to my shop, you don't walk into Aaron Bell's shop, any of these professional tattooists, you're not going to walk into Jack Rudy's and say, I want a tattoo, and we're going to go, hey, come back in 15 minutes. It's going to be like, hey, come back next year or maybe 2 years, because that's how long the waiting list is for those of us that are good at what we do. And we take pride in it, man. And so if you'll notice on these TV shows, all the top 16 tattoo artists in the country, we haven't heard of none of them. You know, there's people out there, if you're good at what you do, you don't need to be on TV. We're already popular, we're already busy. You know, if you're not good at what you do, you're trying to break into the industry, then these things are important for you because you want the exposure. So, kind of a sore subject with tattoo artists.
I noticed, I hit a nerve, didn't I?
It is.
What's the best part of this week?
The best part of this week is going to be Sunday night when I get roasted. That'll be probably the best part of the week. No, but actually the best part of the week is just really is today. It's tonight. You know, it's all weekend. There's not a part that's better. But my favorite would be tonight at the awards banquet. You know, it's a family type event, man. We all get along. You know, we all laugh and we joke, and it's a family type event. You won't get that at any other convention. You won't get today at any other convention. You'll go and we'll be working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. At my show I do in DC, it's wide open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, we don't have these types of events where it's open for people in the crowd to judge. We don't have big awards banquets. That's distinctly National Tattoo Association. Always has been, always will be, because we're not about making money. We're not here to turn a profit. We're here to gather as a group of professionals, you know, and friends, and hang out and have a great weekend. And so
it is the public that's judging these?
the public is judging. We have two categories. Back behind this wall over here, you have 9 incredibly talented artists. Myself, Aaron Bell, Paul Jeffries, Jack Rudy, Brian Everett. These people that are judging, Judy Parker, there's some others. But we have two categories. You get an Artist Choice Award and a People's Choice. So everybody you see sitting out here in this crowd will have the opportunity to vote as well. And we have two separate categories. Those people will vote on what we call an Artist Choice Award. A People's Choice Award, I'm sorry. And then you have the Artist Choice Award. So sometimes those are always, sometimes those are the same, and other times they're not. But as tattoo artists, we're looking for specific technical things. Are you a technical tattooer? Is it correct? Are your lines good? Is your color good? Is your shading where it needs to be? The public is more, okay, this is a cool looking tattoo, and they really don't really get to see a good look at it, nor do they really know what they're looking for. It's more, hey, I like how that looks. And if you're sitting in the back there, it's going to look a lot different than it is to us judging way up close. But that's what makes it fun, because the people get a chance to come in and say, hey, we have a say in a certain award category, and then you have a separate award category from the artist. So does it mean more to get the Artist Choice Award? Well, of course it does, because you've been judged by 9 of your peers that are professionals and well respected in the industry, as opposed to just some people that really aren't looking at the technical aspect of tattooing. They're just looking at, hey, this looks good.
Pretty picture.
So, exactly, pretty picture.